There was something very exciting that I felt while watching the Black Panther trailer. Like most people of color, it is always exciting to see better representations of yourself on the silver screen, but I wasn't just feeling proud of proper representation here. I couldn't put my finger on it at first, but now, about 2 months after the trailer was dropped, I think I finally figured it out. There aren't that many black fantasy films. Okay, what do I mean by black fantasy? I'm talking movies that require a great deal of imagination to understand. Movies that make new worlds for us to live in. Movies that take our history or older narratives and spin them and retell them to include things we couldn't have thought possible before. I wanted to illustrate the lack of black fantasy films with data, so I went to ondvdreleases.com and found a list of all the black movies that were released on DVD in 2016, and of that list, only 2 films met the criteria of a black fantasy film. There was Slight, a tale of a black teenager with magic superpowers, and Kicks, the story of a boy trying to get his sneakers back that blends elements of style and imagination effortlessly. Of course, there were other fantastic and very important films such as Moonlight, Hidden Figures, I Am Not Your Negro, and many more, but these films are deeply based on our current realities and the narratives of our history, and don't require much imagination to consume. Now, just for funsies, let's make a list of the other fantasy films that weren't black. There was The Shack, The Great Wall, Arrival, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Passengers, Pete's Dragon, The Fifth Wave, Swiss Army Man, Max Steel, Independence Day, Underworld, Warcraft, A Monster Calls, Rogue One, Suicide Squad, Deadpool, X-Men, Batman vs. Superman, Doctor Strange, Captain America. This is me, at 2 years old. Yes, I was dapper as fuck, but more to the point, I loved television and movies, even at that young age. While growing up, I watched the Power Rangers. I wished I was a Super Saiyan just like on Dragon Ball Z, and most importantly, Superman was my idol. If you had asked me what I wanted to do when I grow up, I'd say I want to be Superman. I'd say I want to fly around a city and save people. I want to be big and strong. I want to be a hero. But when I closed my eyes and imagined myself Superman, I imagined myself with white skin. I pictured curly, long hair and blue eyes. Look, 2016 and 2017 have been particularly difficult years. It seems like every week I watch another person that looks like me die on my computer screen. It seems like every month I have to march for my own life or support those who march on my behalf. I worry about children these days, how they have such easy access to such images, but not lots of images in which they are alive in better worlds. The good news is, I am optimistic. Just last week, another trailer dropped that made me feel the same way as I did while watching the Black Panther trailer. A Wrinkle in Time. I know the canon of A Wrinkle in Time isn't planted around black narratives, but I'm loving the changes that were made for the film. A black girl and a wise black woman pointing her forward through a vast world saturated with life and possibilities. When I say I want more black fantasy films, I mean I want to see more often a movie where people that look like me don't have to fight so hard to be happy, where we are alive and thriving, where maybe we all have special abilities, where maybe anything can happen in a world more colorful than this one.